episode 8 of season 1 of the Lade Out podcast presented by the New York Red Bulls. What a fun one we have today. But before we start, I have to apologize. It's been a little bit of a while since we've been here. You know, Brad's a hard guy to get here. He's a superstar back in market now. It's tough, but we're back.
This guy blames me for everything. Everything. Go on.
We got a fun one here today. We got the Ironman in the house. Luis Robles, slow clap.
It's a slow clap. It's the Lloyd Sam slow clap. For legends.
Luis Robles is in the house, back for a very special weekend.
Welcome back, bro.
Welcome
Thank
back,
you
man.
guys.
Thanks for joining us here today.
Great to
How
see
you
guys.
feeling?
How am I feeling? Right now, incredible. Sitting next to you guys.
Aw.
It's like we're back in the locker room. This is it. I'm going to cry. No, but it's, big weekend for Luis. We've got a little bit of an induction going on here this weekend, which we'll get to in a little bit, so don't cry yet, okay? I know you got some tears in there. Save them for Sunday.
I think I exhausted all of them last time. I think I'm good to go.
No, but it's a big weekend. Luis is getting inducted into Legends Row, which will be the first inductee, so making history.
Fully
We're all
deserved.
trying to figure it out what Legends Row is, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's about to be explained on
you're-
Sunday.
You're going to be the first one. You're going to be the first one. But it's a special moment. But it's been a while since we've been back here. And, of
Yeah.
course, Brad, my co-host, is here. But our other co-host, Matt Harmon, is nowhere to be found.
Yes.
And I'm a little bit disappointed. So I didn't have a pair of flip-flops of my own at home. But
So you shouldn't.
So you brought your wives?
so I brought my wife's. So, Morgan,
way
thank
better
you for
too.
lending me these. But Harmon's with us in
Yeah,
spirit.
in spirit.
The flip-flop man is here.
They got the same banter as him, too.
And those
Nothing.
would be an upgrade for Harmon.
Yeah.
though. These are the type
You would
of
love
fancy
those.
sandals
You
we've
would
been
love
talking
those.
about that he needs.
Morgan knows you took those?
No, she doesn't.
No, she didn't, right.
Hopefully these are the knockaround ones, but I'll treat them right. Hopefully I bring them home. But anyway, Harmon is not here again, so we'll have some words next time he is here. But since we've done the last episode, Brad,
Mm-hmm.
you've been doing something a little bit different, and
Yep.
it's been kind of fun. Brad's doing a little bit of a consultancy, I'll call it. That's a word. Consultancy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We calling it that?
And just he's been dabbling in with
yeah.
the
I've been
Rebel.
I've been helping out with the USL. It's good. I didn't
Yeah.
want to do anything towards, anything involved in coaching, really.
Yeah.
And then, once I joined in with him, it was
No,
good.
he's being serious.
No,
No, I
he's-
didn't.
say that all the
yeah,
time.
I didn't see myself
Yeah,
being.
we talk about what's next.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm like, you want to coach? He's like, oh, he'll know.
It was the last thing. Yeah, it was like the
That's
last
Brad.
thing.
Hell no. Hell no, man.
Nah, cuz. Nah,
Brad's American.
it just wasn't in my plans. But
Yeah.
being out there on the field sometimes with Ibra, it's good, man. You get to. I feel like I can give back. I feel like I'm an expert in something. Not to be arrogant, but I know what I'm doing on the football pitch.
Oh, for sure.
So it's good.
And then I'm sure with Ibra, the connection
Unbelievable.
is perfect.
But he works too hard, though, Ibra.
Ibra does.
Yeah, he works too hard. We're in until 6 o'clock sometimes.
Oh, so he saw the Jesse model. And
Yeah, he's a
he
serious
feels
man.
like he has to mimic it.
He's a serious man, but he's good. He's doing well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, Ibra taking over the club, parted ways with Gary Lewis, and now Ibra top spot and our former teammate. So
No,
I
Ibra's
mean,
been around forever.
Yeah, well.
2013.
Well, they can't get rid of it.
and
He was on that first squad that
Yeah.
won the Shield.
Yep. And you guys came
Same time.
same time, like
Yeah,
exact
same
same
time.
time. I remember you guys were always somewhere
No, there
doing
was
something together.
huge. There was huge hype about Ibra, and then there's this Bradley guy.
It's actually true, though, because
No,
he came
he
from
was.
totally, I
London.
remember.
He was
But
like
I'm
Red
guessing
Bull
he came
Royal.
from
He's
Red
Red Bull
Bull.
royalty.
Yeah.
And then there's this other guy. Like, yeah, he's okay.
Facts, bro. When Ibra came, I remember when he first came, this is not about you, Ibra, by the way. We're done after this
Yeah.
segment. But when he first came, I was thinking, who is this old dude?
Mhm.
And now he's still here,
Hey,
running things.
what a legend.
So a legend.
Hasn't aged at all.
No.
So you get to see a little bit different side of the sporting realm and
Yeah, it's
dabble
good.
in coaching a little bit. So
It's
that's
good.
that's fun.
I got a question off topic.
Yeah.
How do you have hair, bro?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it
Nah, I
up.
thought we were both bald, bro. I thought this was a thing that we knew. Like, we're
I might
both
be soon, but
No.
for the time being, it does grow.
It's a little bit of a reverse retirement.
That
What happens? I
is
retired,
flowing.
and
Beep.
Sorry, kids.
so it turns out I can't grow hair. And
That's wild.
when I retired, I just asked, like, should I let it grow. And my kids are like, yeah, 100%. They had no idea that dad could grow hair.
Who's this dude?
Yeah, exactly. And so now it's almost weird to think about shaving it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
That's
crazy.
Some people, they reach out and they're like, hey, you're going to shave your head for the induction? I'm like, no. What?
Never.
Why would I do that?
Well, you would need to, one, you need to shave your head, and two, you need to get your shoulders back.
Yeah,
Like, your shoulders are gone.
They got to pump them up again.
He said that you had like the pads in the
Yeah,
kit,
shoulder
like,
pads.
Just took them out.
I mean, there's the
That's
biggest
crazy.
shoulders I've ever seen. I mean,
Yeah. Now I've grown hair and lost some weight.
Yeah.
You just been
So
running?
well
What-
done.
What have you
Running?
been doing?
No, nothing.
Just,
No?
No, just nothing.
all right.
Like at all.
Just nothing.
Nothing. Pickleball. I play
Just
pickleball every once
pickleball.
in a while.
Yeah.
Everyone's. Have you played?
It's a
I
good
heard about
workout.
it.
Incredible.
Good workout.
Someone told me about it. the other day, actually.
Incredible.
I heard it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but no, that's about it. Actually, I take that back. The first year of retirement, my wife and I had set a goal for 2021, and we were going to run 40 miles every month.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's what we did. Is we just ran 40 miles every month.
You really
and-
miss Jesse, huh?
Oh my gosh, it's the worst decision of my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're a better man than me.
Like,
Yeah.
For some reason, 40 thought
Yeah,
like, not that
40 is
much.
Crazy.
Then I started doing the math. Like, oh my gosh, that's like 10 to 12
Yeah.
runs a month.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
That's,
But anyways,
that
we
was
got
ambitious.
Yeah.
You
We
did.
got through it. Yeah.
You
I'll
did
do
it.
40 Heinekens a month.
Yeah.
I do that. I don't know about the runs.
You're
Well, I
a
mean, you've
you're a
been doing
company
that. That's
man.
actually
I love
not-
the Heineken drop there too. That's big.
Experience.
That's big.
Experience.
So you're coaching over at Montclair State.
Yep.
Do you remember Montclair State?
Oh yeah, I do the games over there. I'm
No, but do you
No, but
remember?
you-
Oh, do I remember?
Do you
Oh yeah, like
remember
training over
Montclair
there.
State?
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember the old Montclair State. Well, how could I forget? I mean,
That's where you picked up your wife.
that's where. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Another slow clap.
I mean, we're actually. I forget who I was talking about this the other day, but for everyone who doesn't know, we used to train at Montclair State until the new facility opened in 2013, and
That's when Brad showed up. So
I
he, only,
literally
yeah,
got
Brad
there the
was
day
spoiled.
after.
he actually only knows
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
I got there the
literally.
day after you moved to the Red Bull facility, the new one. In the
And that's where you
East
showed
Hanover.
up.
there
That's the
wasn't
day,
there
literally.
wasn't
Well, we
dust
built it for
anywhere.
Ibra.
Yeah, yeah,
And I got to reap the rewards.
yeah. But yeah, and then I would roll out of the dorms to training every day
Yeah.
because it was great. And
Yeah.
it was
Perfect.
convenient, but yeah, no. The old Montclair, yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, we were in that. What was it like?
It was like an old
It
facility.
was an old
yeah,
softball
I think so.
facility.
I don't even know what it was.
Can
but
you imagine Thierry Henry showing up to this little portable
Yeah.
every day,
Unacceptable.
walking down to the field with all the geese?
It's like when they.
And yet it happened.
Yeah.
And he's walking by people and they have no idea who.
No
he is.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh,
Like,
hey
that's-
guys, look, the club soccer team's about to play.
Yeah. Then Thierry's shipment of like when he switched to Puma would come and you couldn't fit it in the facility. It wasn't big enough to house all this
No.
stuff that was coming. So
No.
yeah,
Crazy.
but
Yeah.
good old days. Yeah, but Luis, so retirement treating you well. I mean, 2020 last year. I mean, talk us through that a little bit. I mean, I've actually been talking to Brad a little bit about this lately. I didn't really miss the game
Mm-hmm.
at all for my first couple years. I think COVID helped that for me because I was
Right.
just totally separated from it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've just been back and like back around the team, back closer to the field, I feel like I miss it more than ever right now.
Really?
But I want to know where in your journey away from soccer, where are you?
As far as feelings go?
Feelings,
No, I
yeah.
don't miss. I don't
Not
miss
at
it.
all.
I don't miss the way my body felt when I woke up.
Yeah.
Right? My knees and my back, they just they were not in a good place.
Yeah.
Now it's fine. Right? Now I feel totally fine. It's because I do nothing. Right?
Pickleball.
Pickleball, exactly. But I do go to the games. My son watches every game.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like I ask him a question about what's going on in Major League Soccer, he knows the answer.
Shout out Eli.
Right,
Eli
he's-
is here
Yeah.
in the building.
That's right. Eli's here in the building, and he's always on my phone, just looking at
Yeah.
stats, and he's so involved. He loves it. He loves Major League. And
Yeah.
we had friends over this past weekend, and they wanted to watch something, they couldn't because Eli was watching Major League Soccer.
I
Like
love that.
the Saturday slate, he knows all the games, he knows the standings. So it's pretty incredible. So if there's one thing that I miss, it would be, and Brad, I don't know if you feel this way with Ryan.
Go on.
I thought I played long enough that they would remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we showed up in April, I believe.
Yep.
And they're just like, what is this place? I'm like, just devastated.
Oh, yeah,
Right? Like,
no.
do you know,
Mhm.
like Emily took her first steps here
Yeah.
into Jesse's arms. Eli was here every single week. And so we showed up 7 months pregnant. Right?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time we went to Montclair State, Kara showed up 7 months pregnant. No one knew why I was there, by the way. I mean, that's dead serious. I'm
Really?
dead serious.
What, when you turned up?
No one knew why I was. They didn't know I was a player. They're like, who's the guy in the
Were,
pregnant one?
were you actually invited, or did you just walk onto the team?
No, like I.
Seriously. Luis was a walk-on.
We got to the airport and no one was there to greet us, and we had to text some Juan Romero guy, and like finally someone shows up like an hour later, and then Juan takes us. No, it wasn't even Juan. It was a medical guy. Who was it? I can't even remember who it was at the time.
It was probably supposed to be one, but he probably just.
Sounds like
I'm
a one
busy.
job.
I'm busy.
Yeah, like brought us to the facility, and everyone just looked at us. And at the time, it was Jorge. Was it Campos? Not Jorge. That's a
no.
soccer player.
Yeah.
Ricardo
Yeah,
Campos.
Ricardo.
I was gonna
Ricardo
say
that, yeah.
Campos. And the other guy was Eric Soler.
Yep.
And I didn't meet Eric for maybe 5 weeks. It was in D.C.
Oh, really?
We were playing DC United, and I shook his hand. He had no idea who I was.
Oh my god. That's
That was the
crazy.
state in which I showed up to. And I love that. I love that. It was-
No, that's
Yeah, I'm
crazy.
sure that's
amazing.
really
Nah.
comfortable as a new player walking in here.
They've
and
got to
like,
settle.
who is
They've got to
this guy?
settle you in. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so it was at Montclair State. I remember that experience.
Yeah, that's
Um,
wild.
But, man, Montclair brings back memories.
And it's all full circle. I remember coming over to your house and after Eli was born and just, yeah, that's wild. And now looking at him now
Yeah.
and just,
Yeah.
he should be out in the field right now. I mean, it looks like a
I'm
grown
sure he
man.
wants to be
It's
on the field.
crazy.
But anyways, I thought that I played long enough
Yeah.
for them to remember. And then, unfortunately, my last year was the COVID year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was actually because of COVID that I really started thinking about the next step.
Mhm.
And my kids were a huge part of that process. I had to make a decision. Do I continue to play as long as I can, knowing that there's probably going to be a few moves in there?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about my kids' ages. Oh, man, they're going to be in middle school. That's going to be tough.
Mhm.
So I was processing all that with my wife. And really that summer, to me, it seemed obvious that I wanted to retire. I wanted to start the next phase of my life. And partly the timing had to do with my kids and
Yeah.
the age. So I think it's really cool to come back. And I mean, I'm not even joking. This kid, he follows every game.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, he
Ryan's the
knows
same.
where the Red Bulls are at, and they're.
Yeah.
And even when I'm about to put him in bed, he's like, "Hey, can you just put on the MLS app? You know,
Love that.
Can we see some highlights?"
Yeah.
I love that for
Yeah.
sure. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
it's,
Yeah. Ryan's the same. He's the same. Right now.
he's taking in the game in such a different way because growing up at that age, they didn't even put soccer on TV.
Yeah, but that shows how much the game's growing here.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was me as a kid, and I think now you see our kids, they're into it fully.
Fully.
Like Ryan's the same with the MLS app, highlights, interviews.
He's talking about players that you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
When did you get traded? Well, actually,
Yeah.
on November 13th.
big analytics guy. He's got
Yeah,
it all
he
down.
does.
Yeah, we
Nah,
might
that's
have to
class.
hire him.
Yeah,
Who
we
knows if
may
there's some
have to
opening.
quiz him. You know.
Yeah, I call Eli for trivia. I call it. But no, that's awesome. And obviously, like we said, big moment here this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Luis will be officially inducted into Legends Row.
First ever.
First ever inductee into Legends Row. And so, what's it like walking around right now being immortal for only a couple more hours? Because immortality is knocking on the door, my friend.
Immortality
I didn't realize that
awaits.
was part of it. But man, now that you put me on the spot, feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels good to be immortal right now.
Yeah.
No, just so we have some friends with us from Parkland where we live, and they're part of this next chapter of our life. They have no idea about what happened here for 8 years. And so even pulling up to the stadium, I still feel that same pride that this was the office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you guys still get to live it. So I
Yeah.
envy you guys. But for me to showcase what this is and what it meant to my family, that hasn't gone away. If anything, it's reminded me
Yeah.
how amazing it was because, guys, our tenure was
Yeah, no, it was
completely
amazing.
together.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was
Right?
amazing.
So you started, Ryan Mara got drafted, I showed up, you showed
yeah.
up,
When did you got here? We're 12.
2012.
2012,
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
not too-
And so that was, I think, August sometime in 2012.
Yeah.
And so we were together for
The whole time,
for
basically.
seven
Yeah,
seasons,
long time.
8 seasons.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But the one thing that has not faded, as today has shown, is pulling up to this arena.
The
It's a
feeling.
special place.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
know.
amazing. I went for a stage of hating Red Bull when I left,
Uh-huh.
and I would just hate on them, you know.
Really?
And then when I came back, I was like,
Yeah, but you're just a
"Can't hate
naturally
this."
bitter person.
Yeah, you know. So I couldn't. But when I pulled up the first time, I was like, no, this is actually sick. You know?
I mean, I think the one thing, you're right. Like, there's, of course, you and I had to go through that process
Yeah.
of transitioning to a different team, and
Yeah.
you decide that you're going to play for a few different teams.
A couple.
But I think naturally, as like a human being, you want to feel that way because of what we put into it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, think
Yeah, of
about
course.
like the investment we made, the blood, the sweat, the tears,
Yeah.
the time. Like our kids, they spent so much time.
You'd be a liar if you said it didn't hurt. You know what I mean? So,
100%.
And that's the feelings I had. But then when I came back, I was like, nah, this is it.
Yeah,
We
and
were
I think
kidding.
you can't just feel anything more than grateful.
Yeah.
Right? Like what an experience we had.
Yeah. Good
And
bunch of people, man.
I think that's what it was, especially in April when I came back for the first time.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing more than I can feel than gratitude because what an experience.
Yeah.
Like,
Unbelievable.
what a great run.
Yeah, no, that was the good old days. It was so much fun. Yeah, I was talking to Brad actually pulling up to the arena today and just how I miss kind of the days of pulling up to the arena and what it meant. And like,
Yeah.
you know, just knowing you're going to step on the field. Now it's as sweet as it is. It's just a little different.
It's
now.
different,
It's
right?
just different pulling up and, you know,
Go to
sitting
your
at a desk
desk. Go
instead
to your
of-
desk and start replying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
emails.
It's strange.
There's
but-
no way you replied
No,
to that.
do you know what? You'll be proud of me.
There's
I have
no
now.
way.
I've matured, man.
Have you? Because I'm
CC
pretty.
CC me in one. Shoot me an email. Anyone
I
in here
will.
can
Have
shoot me
you,
an email.
uh,
I'll reply.
Have you figured out your signature at the bottom of the email?
No.
Oh,
What?
I
What
still,
we talking
I'm
about here?
still
Still
shocking
stru-
with
right.
signatures.
Still struggling with that.
Wait, that's a thing? What happened?
Nah, don't worry about that. Well, I'll walk you through
He
it.
thinks
I'm
he's
pretty,
actually signing it.
I'm pretty much Brad's handler. If people
Yeah.
have requests for Brad, it comes
Uh-huh.
through me,
Yeah.
and so
That's a good roommate.
I'm
Hey,
his
that's
I'm
a-
his manager.
That's a good
That's my
one.
guy.
Without-
When I first got here, I was like,
but I'm not getting compensated for
Hey,
it.
Dear
so I
headlines.
remember there was one time Connor was my roommate,
Yeah.
and it was late. It might have been 19.
Where was I?
You weren't on the trip. You were
I was
you were
injured
dealing
that
with
year,
something,
yeah.
right? And I was thinking, man, Brad was living. What a roommate.
The guy's a legend.
This guy had like water for me on the nightstand. Like, hey, do you want to use the bathroom first?
He's the
Like,
best.
Wait, what are we watching? Unbelievable. I was
Yeah.
like, this is why Brad's so good.
I
Yeah,
give up
bro.
the
I got
reins.
to relax.
And if you call me to put something on, I'll put it on. But we can watch whatever you want.
I
You
feel
know
like I
what?
had some great roommates. I had Sasha and I had
Yeah, who were
Sean
you?
Davis.
Yeah.
But man,
Solid
Connor,
roommate.
if there's a Legends row that needs to start for
Right.
roommates,
I had
this
Lloyd
is
and
100%.
Connor.
Well, that's
Lloyd and Connor, nothing but vibes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we can
Push-
create this.
Well,
It's
yeah.
gonna go maybe in like a storage closet somewhere around here.
I'm sure we
Legends
can figure it out.
row of
There's
roommates.
got
I
to
think
be
we've got a storage closet
There's
around here. I'm
got to
gonna
be
put a little
a
plaque up there.
vacant janitor closet.
Yes.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Maybe a crawl space because only I can fit in there. But no, those are the best. But yeah, Legends Row. I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, it's a big moment. Obviously, first inductee. Obviously, after this recording will come out after the fact. So
Seriously?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming out next week.
I don't know
But
if this was part of the build-up.
No, it in fact is not.
I think it's pretty incredible. And I'll be honest, like Brad, when they retired your number, that was my first thought. I was like, I can't wait for this to happen, right? Because again, it goes back to what we put into it.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what the club gave us. It's what we gave the club.
Yeah.
And so now for it to turn around and to give us that moment,
Yeah.
the moment I saw you on that stage and your family, I hope this happens.
Yeah.
I really hope this happens for me. And so for us, we have about 50 some people that flew in for this.
Wow.
And there's a part for me that selfishly has dreamt about this moment. But then when I think about everyone that's here, they've been a part of the journey. And it's like we finally get that full circle closure. Because when I retired, it's almost like I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And I even remember sitting on a park bench watching Eli train, and I look at my phone, and it's Greg Berhalter, and he's calling just like, hey, what's going on with you? And so I retired. He's like, how am I supposed to know that?
Yeah,
You didn't
even
tell
say
anyone.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I don't know. It feels weird to like say I'm retiring.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like like this unbelievable Hall of Fame player. Like that to me makes sense when I retire. But it's like, no, you have to realize it's not for you. It's for everyone that was a part of the journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once he said that, it like hit me.
Yeah.
Like it's for everyone else that also poured in, right? Like that very first youth coach, your parents,
Yeah.
like the amount of money that they spent
Yeah, that's crazy.
just to shuttle you around to different places, for your friends, right? That would watch you on TV. And then the biggest part is the fans.
Yeah.
They get a moment to say thank you, to celebrate you.
Yeah.
So for this moment, I think that's just another iteration of it. It's like taking it to the next level. And it's amazing to see all these people fly in for it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot of people, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
It shows how much love you got out there, man. That's gonna be
Imagine
a
if
proud,
I actually told someone it was happening.
Yeah.
Right? Who
Could've
knows how
been-
many people showed up, right? It was
filled up
like
this place.
It was like Carrots letting people know that, hey, are you coming in for this? And like, what are you talking about? Luis didn't tell you? No.
Yeah, but I feel like
Dude,
the
you have
guys
the
did.
same thing.
I would do that.
I would be the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would do stuff like that with my birthday. Like I couldn't imagine doing it for this. I'll be like, yeah, I told them.
Yeah.
You feel like you're putting people out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you have to apologize to them. They're like, oh, so I got last invite. It's like,
Yeah.
no, actually, there's no invite.
Yeah, it was-
Like, I didn't tell anyone, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm really, really excited about it. And it means a lot to me, to my family. But going back to that is everyone that's involved. Those coaches, those friends, the fans that supported us all those years. It's a nice moment that really culminates in this celebration. And I know that it is my name that goes up there, but there's so many people.
Yeah.
Without them, there's no way that that's even possible.
Yeah.
Right, including yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brad.
No.
Talking to you.
No, Connor, I appreciate just everything that you've put into this and making sure that this happens. And it's not lost on me, man. I really appreciate your effort and commitment to this.
It's easy to celebrate a guy like you, my man.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, this weekend, let's all cry together. No, it's going to be fun. And couldn't pick the better game. Obviously, NYCFC coming into the house.
Yeah.
A lot at stake.
A lot at stake.
Big game.
Eli? Where's Eli? What are the standings in the East right now as we speak today?
He knows. He's going to be bashful. He knows.
That a boy.
Yeah. It's gonna after this game. What'd you say, Eli? After this game, who's going to be in first place?
That's
There we
right.
go.
That's
Oh,
right.
There we go. Whoever wins. He knows.
Whoever wins. That's. I mean, he's.
It's three-way, right? Because there's Philly,
Yeah.
New York City,
Yeah.
and Red Bull.
Nah, big game.
And if correct me if I'm wrong, but did NYCFC? They were the last team you played against.
You're right.
They broke your arm, so we
Gary-
scheduled this on purpose.
I think his
Serious?
name was Gary McKay Stevens or something. And you know what's crazy is
The Scottish dude.
Yeah.
the Scottish
Yep.
dude. You've been in these plays before, right? You know when you're not going to get to the ball.
Yeah.
This guy knew.
He knew the history.
He knew at least 3/100ths of a second he was not getting to the ball.
Yeah.
So he could have easily let up. But literally 2 minutes before this play, he was on a one-on-one and I saved it.
Yeah.
And I think that influenced his decision.
Yeah.
He's probably seen you do like this one before.
Yeah.
Like he's seen some of the history, and
Exactly.
he's like, forget this guy. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go into his arm.
Yeah.
So if you, I mean,
So he never let up. And I think that, and even at that moment, I wasn't even sure. And I didn't even know how my arm could have broke.
Yeah,
And
I
then
didn't see the
eventually
play. I don't
one
know.
day there was someone shared a picture with me, and my forearm caught his hip, and his hip didn't give. But I was coming full speed, he was coming full speed, and in the end, my forearm hit his hip, and that's when it broke in 4 places.
Damn, bro. I didn't see it. I remember
I
hearing
finished
about
the
it.
game though.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
Of
the
course.
Iron Man.
Yeah, of course.
Like
Good
what?
thing the ball never came to me. It might have been worse.
Just limp. Yeah.
Just a broken wing
Yeah.
flapping. But no, it's whatever. You're right. My last game ever was against New York City FC.
well,
That's
they'll be in
crazy.
the house again. So
He
if you
did
have-
apologize afterwards.
Oh, that's nice.
Fake. Didn't mean it.
Well, if you have any beef with anyone else, they'll be here, so we can schedule something. Maybe another locker room fight,
Yeah.
boys. Actually, Brad, we should talk about. Brad and I were up for.
Oh, yeah. The last derby.
Actually,
Cup.
Grella told that story, right? What a story.
That story.
In Yankee
yeah.
Stadium with
Yeah.
Felipe and
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Vieira.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm pretty sure Grella told the story
Yeah,
on
he
this
did.
podcast.
Yeah,
he
it was.
did.
It was.
He
He
did.
did. He did.
Wow, what a moment.
Yeah.
And Felipe's still doing that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He's
100%.
in Austin, still doing it.
Every time I see him on TV, I'm like, I wonder if he's like had an argument yet in the game, or I wonder if he's wound
Has
someone
he
up.
had an argument
Yeah.
in a game?
Yeah,
Of course.
100%.
He had an argument on the way in.
Yeah. No. So. and we're-
Austin is great. Just
What a
imagine it.
guy. What a guy. But yeah. So yeah, Brad and I last actually NYCFC game earlier this year. Brad and I were sitting up here and we just
Get it.
felt the energy in that game, and
You'll feel it on Sunday.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's
Like
gonna
being
be
here,
amazing.
I was like so amped.
that's like
Yeah.
one of
And
the.
then they were
times
getting like chippy, then we kind of ran down in case it's gonna kick off. We're ready to fight, bro.
we were ready. We're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we're in the
you
tunnel.
always had. I loved listening when it was rivalry games. I
Yeah.
loved listening to you talk because you had such a different experience.
Yeah.
Like in the United States, we grow up and
Yeah, it's true.
rivalry game. Like maybe the most that we'd feel rivalry is in high school,
Yeah.
right? The neighbor high school. But I mean, for you, it's so different. So
No, it
every
was.
time you talked about DC, every time you talked about New York City, I loved it. Like
Yeah.
there's such a different perspective.
No, growing up, I think I wanted to play football for those reasons, like scoring a goal and being in a derby. It was like everything. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
obviously from back home.
Yeah.
So when we got our own one, it was amazing. That's why I wanted to be the first to score. I wanted to win all of them. It was. But it's
And you, I
amazing.
mean, you crushed derby games, man.
yeah.
They were.
crushed
They were.
I mean, it was a joke.
You
This guy in
single-handedly
Derby
carried
They
us
were
through
our
derby
children.
games.
They were our
Yeah.
children. That was good times.
Man. Dude, remember we won? How many in a row did we win? Dude, I got a great story, actually. I think
right.
it was like 5 or 6, right? So, you know how it is. Like, on the field, players are butting heads, they're talking trash, they're getting at it. Off the field, totally fine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's what fans need to know. Like, you run into them at a restaurant, dap it up,
Yeah.
what's good? How's the family? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
You care about their families?
What's the name of that place in New York where they do bingo?
Tortilla
Tortilla
Flats.
Flats.
Yeah.
So we
What a
ran
place.
into New York City
What?
on bingo.
Whole
Where was
squad?
Do you
I?
remember that? Were you guys not there? No.
Uh,
it was a decent group. And it was
Must
a
not have
decent
gotten that invite.
you must
Thanks
not
for the
got
text.
invite,
Yeah, go on.
And so there was a group of us, and then there was a group of New York City players, and I think we just beat them for the 5th time straight.
Awkward.
Right. And so then we were playing bingo, and I won, and I heard someone on their team say, "Even in bingo." Unbelievable comment. I can't remember who it was, but it was great. Because the history started off like that, and I can't remember how many game it was, but it was embarrassing.
However many you
Yeah, it
want.
was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Someone will believe you. Yeah.
With that being said, they did win MLS Cup last year.
That's what I mean,
You got to
so
give them respect.
we
got
don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah,
But-
forget that.
Yeah. All right. So retired. Now, I mean, tell everyone what you're doing. Obviously, we probably need a separate podcast for that because you could go on for days. But Brad and I have a little bet on who's going to win the USA England game. So if you could hook that up at all, I mean, any connections you have over there, we'll come over.
It would be better if we could go live. So
Yeah, that'd be great.
Can
Make a
you
few
guys
phone
imagine the podcast? November 25th in Qatar.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks for setting it up.
England are up 5-0. That's what it's going to sound like.
Sounds
They
like-
scored another one. It's 6. That's all the podcast.
It
will be.
sounds like we're getting to something. So can you stop because I
Yeah,
think
sorry.
he's going to fly
You're
us
onto
over
it,
there.
yeah,
Okay.
On the same jets you go on as well.
Well, I genuinely think that U.S. is going to win. So like, it's not even. I mean, come on, Tyler Adams.
Stop,
That's
bro.
all you need to know, right?
Stop.
Tyler Adams.
Stop.
That's it.
No, it's going to be fun. So, I mean, it's got to be exciting for you being a part of the whole thing. And
It is. I mean, it's so different. It's so
Yeah.
different, and I love it. And that's sort of what I thought in 2020.
Yeah.
Is working with the Players Association. I always enjoyed the interaction with players. I always enjoyed the business side of it, and I couldn't help but wonder what that looked like. So then COVID happens. We have to renegotiate the CBA, and during that awkward period of like 2 weeks, where there was a lot of emotion and a lot of heat, I really just enjoyed connecting with the players. From 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. I was on the phone the whole time, trying to get this thing across the line. In the end, no matter what people thought, we got the league going. Right, we had the event, and we were the first ones. We were the first ones back. Obviously, the NBA.
Wait, you to blame for that?
I think everyone took a little bit. Of blame, right?
You were to blame that. You talking about Orlando, right?
Orlando, yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
I know when I saw that,
If I
I
had known, I
retired
would've
at the
phoned
right time.
But just that whole process, I loved it.
Yeah.
And so I think for me that was the catalyst for even the conversation with Kara. And then I started to think about what does soccer look, or what does our life look like after soccer? And so then joining this job or this company, having my first job be based around the World Cup, it's such a natural fit. And in the beginning, I remember I was sitting there, employee number 1 for this project, and when I got an email, I got so excited. You dread it, like, oh my gosh, I got an email, right? Like, how do I respond to this guy?
Yeah.
I was so pumped. It was like an advertisement.
Yeah.
Right? Like spam.
Junk.
Yeah, junk. I was like, oh, I got my first email.
They
right?
locked you in for like a 3-year commitment on whatever they were
Plan
selling.
of business. But since then, 14 months later, I mean, we're like at this moment, we're 129 days away from the first kickoff.
Oh.
And I just think everything that has to happen within our company and what we're programming, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
And my life has changed a lot. Like, I mean, really my schedule is I wake up in the morning around 6:30, 6:45, drive down to Miami, it's a long drive. It's an hour drive. Get into the office around 8-ish, start my day there for a solid 9 hours, come back, come home, do something with the kids, have dinner. And then at 10:30, I'm back on till 2 a.m. and I love it. Like dude, I'm sick.
And
I'm sick like that.
Yeah, you can talk though. You got that in your.
And so whether I'm on the phone all day or just doing Zoom calls with different whatever's going on at that time. Yeah. And then all my emails and all the programming in the evening. And it's just the same energy and effort that I put into my game as an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm putting as a business person, because I know that it's going to take some time, but I do feel the separation now, because for the longest time, whenever I spoke, I felt like I had to introduce myself as, I used to play.
Yeah.
Now there's no part of me that needs to feel that,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to develop myself as a businessman.
Yeah.
And I think, of course, my experience helps a lot. But as we go into this, part of the reason I also don't want to introduce myself as a player is the same thing in the beginning. That's what people saw me as, only as a soccer player.
That makes sense.
And now I want them to see me as that person who's building out their program, that person who they're, doing deals with.
Yeah.
And so this is even more so why I don't say, I used to play. And then they find out later, why didn't you tell me? I was like, well, maybe if I told you, you would have looked at me differently. You wouldn't have bought as much, or you wouldn't have booked as much or contracted as much.
Suckers.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly. Joke's on you guys. But that's the evolution right now, right? Sort of redefining myself. And I know it sounds still ambiguous what I do, but basically my company for the U.S. market and the World Cup does all the programming. So from the moment anyone that purchased from us will just sort of be cared by us, right? From the moment they touch down in Qatar to the moment they leave. Yeah. And so right now we sold to about 6,000. By the time this is all done, our client base will be about 11,000. There's so much exciting activation to the point where, we're on the short list with FIFA and Canada Soccer Association, U.S. Soccer, all the media companies. Everyone's sort of coming to us for programming. So to think that in 129 days we have to execute, that gets me going.
Yeah.
I feel heart palpitations, anxiety, but adrenaline.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it because I'm still around the game. And at the end of the day, the destination for me is Major League Soccer. So when I look at what you guys are doing, I'm envious because you guys are there. You're doing what you want to do, and you're in the thick of it, and you're still a part of Major League Soccer. I mean, I love the product. I love the league. I love everything surrounding it. So for me, one day that's where I want to be, the destination. Right now it's not. But I want to level up so that one day when that opportunity comes,
you're ready.
Man, not just ready to give, ready to give myself at the highest level to just continue to push this thing forward.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, me and Brad will be waiting. Our inbox will be refreshing for our live podcast at the World Cup. So
you guys put me on blast now.
Yeah. You have to. That's how you get it done.
I mean, that's right. Beep. All right, so the Red Bulls are in the semifinals of the Open Cup, and, we'll take a stroll down memory lane briefly. We don't have to go too in-depth, but talk a little bit about 2017, what a wild journey that was. And, we were talking about it with Brad and I were talking about it, and we totally forgot that, Luis, you actually didn't play any Open Cup game in 2017. Right. It was Ryan, and Ryan,
and he was
balled
incredible.
Out.
Yeah, he was incredible, and I couldn't have been happier for him. Now, of course, as a competitor, there's always those moments you want to be on the field, and that's a good thing. That's a healthy thing. If anything, you want a roster full of players like that.
Right.
But just as a friend on a personal level, I love this guy. You guys love this guy. Yeah, it's hard not to. Yeah. And so for him to go through that experience, and of course for the team to do well, it was a tough position to be in. Yeah. But the one thing that I always went back to is the person. Right. Mm-hmm. And more than anything, Ryan, he worked just as hard as us. He deserved it just as much as we did. And for it to work out the way that it was working out, it's too bad that you guys couldn't close it out. All of a sudden, you guys, all right?
I was on the bench with you in the finals. So let's turn to Brad.
Brad scored, actually.
He did.
Brad scored. I think I should have done better with a chance in the first half.
I'm sure there was a couple of opportunities he screwed it up.
Yeah.
So.
No, there is, though. In the first half, I think I should have done better with a chance.
When the team was winning, I was like, man, team's doing great. Team's losing. You guys.
Yeah. He only scored a billion goals, though, so we won't be hard on you. But, yeah, it was
a great run.
Yeah.
It was a great run. And like I said, the whole time I'm conflicted. Yeah. I'll be honest, from a human level, I struggled. Yeah, I really struggled.
Of course.
I'm sorry, the other way around. As a competitor, I really struggled.
Right.
But from a human level, man, I wanted it to work out so nicely for him. And it's crazy to say that because, think about the implications. All right, even from where I sit, the way that affects me, the way that affects my career, the way that affects my family. Yeah. And yet, I feel that's what made our group so special.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's what made the connections that we had in the relationships within that locker room so special. Yeah. And we know it's finite, right? Because it always changes once the game's done. It's just natural. Mm-hmm. Once the game's done, once we move on to our different roles and wherever our different paths in life, the relationships change, but that doesn't change.
Yeah.
All right. When you take that stroll down memory lane and you remember, it's crazy how quickly the feelings come back. Yeah. And I think going back to what we talked about, coming back to here and knowing that you don't feel that way, is because even though the circumstance can change, the feelings don't. You always remember how you felt. Right? You always remember how you felt about someone. You may not remember their name, but you remember how you felt about that person. And it's the same thing with Red Bull Arena. Like when we come back to Red Bull Arena, the feelings, they don't change. And they're super special.
If I drive up this boulevard here, this weekend, it's like go time. It's just naturally in me.
Yeah. Let's get those emails done, man. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna reply today.
You guys need to do a content piece where that's what Brad talks about.
Oh, God.
Right? He's in his car, just the feelings, and then he pulls up to the boulevard, and then he goes into the office. He sits in front of his laptop, and he's like, "This sucks."
Yeah.
Coffee, open the laptop, close it, done.
Go home.
All of a sudden, it's over.
Yeah, but that was a crazy run because, I mean, usually in Open Cups, you know, sometimes you may luck out. You know, you get a couple lower division teams, but NYCFC first, Philly, who it was always hard.
They
to
always
they
beat us.
They came in here, beat us in PKs.
Yeah. They've never won it though, right?
No, they've been in the final.
They've been in the final a
twice.
couple times. Yeah.
But Philly, we finally beat them on PKs. Then New England up at Harvard, and then obviously Cincy.
Bro, you balled out that game. Do you remember?
Harvard one?
The Harvard
that
game.
was sick.
Yeah, Carter played center back,
one.
and he just put Teal Bunbury in his pocket.
Bro, I've seen him do that to Teal. Sorry,
to Brad in practice every day. It was Brad in practice.
He was special.
Kyrie, what's his name? Shelton?
Yeah.
To bully him too. Sorry, these guys.
No, but Connor
would
was
bully them.
That game was. I just remember being on the bench, and I was not thinking you guys. It's like, this is our team. That guy, he's gonna sit next to me in the final.
Yeah, I was sitting next to you in the final. That's right.
But this guy, at this moment, is the best player on the field. And then, of course, the Cincy game.
That Cincy game was crazy.
Bro, remember Tyler Adams clearing that ball off the line?
That was wild.
So lucky we were.
We
you
go
scored
down
again, right?
Yeah.
We were down 2-0, and you scored
twice.
twice at the end of the game.
Yeah, Gonzi scored
Gonzi
two.
as well. Yeah, I mean,
Gonzalez scored the first one.
I mean, that was probably one of the best environments we played in front of.
And they weren't
crowd
MLS
was
yet.
amazing.
No.
Bro, they were USL.
That was
33,000 people.
That was incredible.
They were ready for us.
Going down 2-0. I was like, the wind just got sucked out of us. I mean, it was just like crazy.
Yeah.
And then obviously to get back in that game, I mean that's when I feel like you felt it before in the run up that we could do this thing this year. But I think that moment, backs against the wall, in a place like that, then going up 3-2 and winning that game, I feel like we just had so much momentum going into KC, and then congrats KC.
KC, them in the U.S. Open Cup, they're just sort of.
Just them in general, not so much this season, but they're always just a good team, like good organization.
Right,
great
good
team,
organization.
good players.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, one of the best places to play.
Yeah.
Like if I don't know what the rank 'em is, but if I had to do a spontaneous rank 'em,
I think we've done that.
It's definitely top 3.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's
Toughest
grass.
places,
Right. See, I didn't think it was that tough. We always did well in Kansas City.
No,
I feel like when we look at the results,
it
we've
was
always done
difficult
well.
playing against them.
something
Their
about
style of play, how they used to play.
their
When
fan
they
base,
had
like
fans,
everything.
amazing,
Yeah.
right? So it's one of my favorite places because it's grass.
Yeah.
Stadium's always full.
Yep.
I mean, and then I don't know, something about Kansas City. They're always at the top of the table, so you want to beat them. But
You're a big barbecue guy too.
big barbecue guy.
Yeah.
I remember end of 2014, we had to beat them to make the playoffs.
Yep.
And
we had to play them like the next day, the next 3 days
like
later.
3 days later in Red Bull Arena.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And we beat them. You
Yeah,
scored
we beat
again.
them. Yeah,
Hey,
we
big surprise.
But anyway.
Big surprise. Brad scores.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker.
Stop.
But that's also when you tied the record.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then remember Bover?
Oh,
I forgot about that. He could have played.
He could have. You were wide open back post. He shot it wide.
Idiot. Ruben, you're an idiot. I used to look after that kid too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You
That was-
killed
I know.
Bover.
we're all just sitting there like, no.
Oh man. Yeah, back post.
Crazy.
Young guy.
That
man,
would've
think
been at
about his
28.
career. He's trying to get his career started.
I mean,
Absolutely.
he's doing well for
Selfish.
himself. FC Andorra.
FC Andorra,
Hey,
captain.
doing well. Cappy. They moved up. So.
Yeah, but imagine how much better his career would have been if he assisted the.
He would have been a
the
highlight
record-breaking
forever.
goal.
Yeah. He's a clown. He doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. I'm mad now. I'm gonna phone him after
he's
this.
heated. He's heated. But yeah, I mean, what a special run up that was, and obviously fell short in the end, but special moment.
Yeah.
But
You just never know how many times you're going to be able to compete for a trophy.
yeah,
And that's what's important to remind like young players.
Yeah.
Like when you get there, you think, oh, okay, next time. It's not next time.
No.
We went to one final.
Yep.
And look how good our squad was. We went to one final, so it doesn't always happen. When you're there, you gotta go make it count, man. We didn't.
You got to make the most of it, and obviously we hope the Red Bulls can take it down this year. Big opportunity going down to Orlando, and we're hoping that we get to host the final. That would be sweet.
Yeah.
We hope Casey loses, but
You guys were just down there, right? Was it a lightning delay or something? No, that was a different. That was
No, you did.
that was the other team I played for. It was in Miami. That was last
But
weekend.
Casey, they did play Casey.
Eli kept
Yeah.
asking me, like,
Yeah.
hey, is the
What's
game
going on?
started?
What's
We're
going
at
on?
we're at a
What's
pool party. This actually just happened last week. We're at a pool party, and New York City's playing, and he just kept coming out of the pool every 5 minutes. What's the score? What's the score? No.
You're like,
Eli, have fun.
you live life.
Go have fun.
Eli, enjoy the pool.
There's ice cream.
Yeah. So
Lade Out, brought to you in part by New Jersey Institute of Technology. NJIT makes industry-ready engineers in more than 20 fields. If it's engineering, it's at NJIT. #1 in the nation in student upward economic mobility. Learn more at njit.edu. All right, Luis, it is time for Rank 'em. All right?
All right.
Rank 'em.
Rank 'em.
Rank 'em.
Rank 'em. Presented by NJIT.
these are the sound effects we get on this
Yeah.
podcast.
You want, go for
This
it.
is as
You want
good as
some?
it gets. There's no like foghorn or something.
We just, it's
Just
all.
let out your inner
Drum
child.
roll.
Just
You
let out
got
your
it?
inner child.
You got a sound effect?
I got nothing.
No.
I mean,
Do
I'm
the
talking
one.
trash. I got
Do the
nothing.
one, Con.
I backed up from the mic there. You're welcome, Arpan.
Yeah,
But,
so rank 'em.
Yeah, rank 'em. So today, obviously, the Ironman in the house, we're doing our top Luis Robles moments.
Had to be.
Oh.
So, oops, you gotta think about
Just
yourself.
me, or you guys are doing
No,
it? I'd love to hear.
We
you guys'
put
top
we
Luis
put a
Robles.
list together between
Together.
us. Okay?
Okay.
So, Brad, I'll let you go first. Maybe we'll do our list. We'll give you
Yeah.
time because we put you on the
I
spot.
have to think,
of
because you
just
got like
talking
3
ab-
million one, like 3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
get
need
that
time.
Yeah.
get that list a little more
Get it in
concise for
order.
us.
Right.
Get it in order.
But Brad, #1 on the list. I think,
Seattle at home, double save.
and
Oh.
we had
Class.
that one in Portland.
Portland.
I mean the double saves.
The double saves.
2 double saves
Yeah.
were just. I mean, I'm sure you've had more double saves than that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
those
I
are
mean the
two that
double
sticks
save
out.
usually happens because you made a mistake, right? Like you
Oh,
should
don't
have held
say
the
that.
ball.
Don't put
and,
that bit in. Don't
sa-
put it.
saved it to the side.
No.
But
Maybe.
you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make top 10 tonight. So I'm gonna just tee this up for the guy to come and blast it. And I'm gonna save it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's usually how the double save happens.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That's what's going on in your head as you parry that ball just on the goal line.
Yeah.
How do I make top 10? So that's
That's 2.
That's-
Seattle.
Yes, Seattle and Portland. Those are the double saves.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Double Save. For
Mr.
me, I mean, the one that always sticks out to me, just because I get this all the time, is when we won here, 2016, against Toronto. It wasn't a proud moment for me, but the beginning of that second half, we're up 3-0. Brad shockingly scored a hat trick.
There's a theme.
But
there.
yeah, we start the second half, and I take down Dan Lovitz in the box like immediately.
Idiot.
Idiot. Big. I'm gonna. Grella played a ball back to me, and not a very Grella ball. I
Grella.
should have taken it
Idiot.
down. I let it go by, and then I had a horrible tackle in the box, and you come up huge, and save
that
Will
Josie?
Johnson. Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
Save Will
Will
Johnson.
Johnson name.
I saved quite a few PKs against Toronto.
Yes.
I
You
don't know what it was
love
about
saving
Toronto.
PKs about
Yeah.
that, but
in their heads, man.
why it sticks out to me so much, it was
Mhm.
one, because you saved my butt. So thank you very much. I think after that game, I was like, I owe you a steak. And I think I told you that a lot.
This
so
is why he's worked so hard on getting me inducted.
this is
Thank
your
you.
steak
To
here,
finally
buddy.
say
thank you. Back.
but
Thanks for the Uber right here, man.
Yeah, that's
The-
a little bit of an installment.
Well, maybe we can take one of those moments off the list. But the reason it sticks out to me is because my friend, it's a meme
Yeah.
right now of
Is it
mine
really?
that my friends always send to me, and it's just me, just like sitting there on my hands and knees, and I look up and just go, and put my head down, just like I think I actually pulled it up for you just so you could see it, but it was
This will be the first time I've seen this.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen
it's
that.
here you go right here, and this is great podcasting, but my friends
that's
always
great.
send
Let
it
me
to
see.
me.
Oh, that's so good.
It's just me sitting there and then
Just
just bang.
so devastating.
And then there's another one right after the game.
I love
actually.
that one.
That
love
was
that
right
one.
after that
Yeah.
game.
That's probably
I'm
one of my favorite
I'm
Giphies.
apologizing to this guy like
Yeah.
crazy, but
Thank you. Put that up in there.
There you go.
Superimposed. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Do
and,
that.
there,
Do
and
that
then
thing.
there you go. That's my friends always send that one to me when I disappoint them. That's what they send to me. So that always sticks out to me because I mean, as a
Hopefully
defender,
they're not sending that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's Connor. Connor doesn't
it's like
disappoint.
maybe if I can't do something.
I've been
'cause of the
roommates with
kids,
this guy
you know?
one
Yeah.
time. He doesn't disappoint.
But
doesn't
yeah,
happen.
as a defender, you don't want to put your goalkeeper in a tough position. I did, and you were always there to save the day. So appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Your top 3.
Wait, we got more.
Oh, we got more.
We've got more. I got one more, and I think it's comes full circle. It's this weekend. Obviously, at the moment, I think this is favorite because all the hard work you put into kind of your entire career. I mean, I think you're talking about that, how much work you put into your career right now. But the fans don't really get to pull back the curtain at all and realize that you were always early training. And I don't know how Kara did it because I'd leave training. And Luis, you were probably step 1 of your 15-part series of what you're doing after trainings. And I don't know how she did that. Like, you would get home. I don't think it would be light out by the time you got home because it's crazy. But I think all that testament of all the hard work this weekend is going to be special. And so I think, just seeing the full circle effect of you contemplating retiring before even coming here to, being inducted here today, I think that's what makes it so special. And as a fan of the club and as a fan of you, I think that's what it's going to be amazing. So,
Well, dude, I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
That's no, man, you're awesome, and just being able to be teammates with you guys is such an honor, right? So to be on this podcast and even talk about these memories and recall some of the battles that we went through, can you ask for better guys to do it, right? And you two are just the best, right? So I love that we have this moment to share, obviously, before this day. I love that you guys get to be there, but I think more than anything, I just love that I got to be teammates with you guys for so long.
Right back
Right,
at you,
for
bro.
so long. It wasn't just a couple of seasons.
And that's
wasn't just a
rare in
couple
the
of games.
MLS.
No,
Yeah.
it really
That's
is.
rare.
It really is in MLS. Just the movement happens so much, and yet for us to have that stretch, right, is
good
truly
times.
incredible.
just going to check in on Harmon before you go. Harmon, you got anything for us? No? All right.
Didn't think so.
What a bum. Seriously,
he's
this
gonna
guy's never worn pants in his life.
Pants or trainers.
Pants, socks, or trainers. That's right.
All right, so do you
So
have a top
for
3?
me,
I couldn't
so
wait to
this
hear
one it didn't actually take place on the field, but it just popped into my head because of what you said. I think it's easy to look at the end of my career and celebrate what's going on, but it almost didn't happen. All right, it almost didn't happen because things didn't end well for me in Germany, and even though I tried to join a team in Major League Soccer, it just was such a challenge. And so if it wasn't for Kara convincing me to Google Major League Soccer and call them myself, which, by the way, I took them to the office today. I just wanted to show them, like, all these people are visiting New York for the first time. Like, where do you take them? So many places. Major League Soccer headquarters.
There you go.
All right. But if it wasn't for Kara convincing me to Google Major League Soccer and call them myself, I wouldn't have been in the situation where the New York Red Bulls drafted me
That's crazy.
in the allocation.
It's crazy.
And so the moment that I'm thinking of is I'm sitting there in my in-laws' house. My phone rings. It's Ali Curtis, who at the time was working for the league. And he says, hey, congratulations, the New York Red Bulls selected you. And in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, like I actually get to keep playing soccer.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And so the moment for me is actually when I went and shared it with my family.
Yeah.
I printed out something on the printer, and it was the logo of the Red Bulls. And I sat everyone down, and I just said, hey, so it turns out I've been selected by a team. And they're like, which team? And I turn around. It's that logo. Like, for me, that was really
that's
cool in the
crazy.
living room.
That's nice.
Because my career got to extend. Now, there's no way I could have known that it plays out the way that it has. So for me, that was a really special moment that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for my wife, who convinced me to do something so stupid as Google Major League Soccer. Who Googles Major League Soccer?
Who does that?
Right? And then I got to figure out what's the website and what's the actual office. All right. But I did that. That happened as part of my story. The other one is 15 in Chicago.
Yeah.
That was such a great group.
Yeah.
When I think about like the teams that I played for me, 15 was
Sick.
there was so much going into that season, right? Like if you think about the off season, what happened.
Town hall.
That wasn't
In
in
the
your top
beginning.
3, being
I
at the
forgot
town
about
hall.
the town hall.
You were there, yeah.
Bro, if you didn't
You had to
mention that,
go.
no.
I forgot about it. Someone
I
mentioned
didn't
it to
have
me
to
a
go.
couple
Like,
of
I
weeks
actually,
back.
if I'm being honest, I like volunteer.
He thought it was
okay.
going to be a fight, so he's like, I'm
No, like
It's just like this, like
I
this.
thought like
going to put these shoulders to work.
like looking at everything that was going on, it was only about a coach being released. It was about all the stuff that wasn't happening, not bringing Thierry,
Yeah.
and it just happened that no one was in town. So I was there. I was like, I volunteered. I said, hey, I'll go, and I want to speak for the players.
Yeah.
Totally planned.
Had this
Premeditated.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a legend. I'm going to go to this town hall.
me.
So there's no one that could have prepared anyone for that town hall.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was wild.
I remember listening to that. I was in the shower and I was like, had my phone and I'm listening to it.
okay.
And I'm just like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was wild. Because really, for the first 25 minutes, no one on stage spoke.
Yeah.
It was just.
Don't you say
It was
his name?
just the.
Don't you say his name.
Don't you say his name. It was just the fans yelling at Jesse, and now look at Jesse.
I know.
Like,
It's crazy.
how
though, 'cause
cool is it
they're yelling
to
at
see
Jesse, though.
Jesse Marsh
Yeah.
as the head coach of
Premier
Leeds
League.
United?
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Tyler Adams on the
Yeah,
team,
yeah.
a couple of other MLS guys. I
Yeah.
mean, I know Chris didn't play, but I mean, if he ends up going to Leeds, I don't know. Did it happen yet? I know there was speculation.
that. I'm
Chris
sure he is,
Richards,
yeah.
Jesse wants him, and then of course Brendan Aronson. Like, what
Yeah.
an incredible story,
Yeah,
right?
it's class.
But I mean, who could have known that this guy on stage was going to end up being one of the greatest coaches in American soccer history, right?
That's wild.
But so that wasn't the moment.
Yeah,
by
I
the
know.
way.
I know. Town
That
Hall
wasn't the
number
moment.
2.
Town Hall is not number 2. The moment was Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was really the only proper celebration we had for any of the
I know.
shields.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was something about being on the road that gave us a moment to go and do that.
Just putting shots on top of the shield and just.
Bro, that
Yeah.
locker room, that was
Wild.
incredible.
Yeah.
That was incredible. So for me, that's up there. And the guys.
Yeah.
Right? Think about the guys that are on that team. Like, that was just awesome.
Yeah,
It's
who
special.
could- who would've thought?
Who was the one that balled out? Was it Damien? Bro,
Damien
Damien.
was a he.
Damien
Ball.
was a good
killed
player.
it that
He was a
season,
good
yeah.
player. though.
He balled that year.
Yeah.
And if he didn't get hurt in DC,
You know?
and that's the one that hurts. Like, 15 is the one that hurts. Like, I feel like that team would have been the team that won it all.
Yeah.
And then he tears his ACL in DC.
Yeah. We always had something. Something would always happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the phrase that you and I hate?
What?
Say it. Remember,
What did
up
we
until we
just say?
started winning these shields, it's 3 words that people would say all the time. You guys don't even see. We vanquished it. It's like doesn't even exist anymore. That's so
There's a
metro.
lot of things. That's so
That's so-
metro.
I hated
that.
That's so
Yeah.
metro. So
I
much.
hated that.
But
Every
we didn't
time I
change
saw
it. We didn't get to
That's-
change it.
Yeah, but we won 3 shields.
I know, but
right?
that's what I hate. Sorry, I hate about America.
Yeah.
The MLS, the Shield is.
Now
nothing.
stop. You and I get over it.
Yeah,
Dude.
nah,
You're in
it's
America.
whack.
There's the
Stupid.
playoffs. It's the playoffs, right? The
Yeah.
playoffs are important. All right, you guys can keep your system over there.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
you were the best
There's
team.
no
all year.
promotion
You were the best
relegation.
team all year,
Brad-
but come and win this
Brad
cup.
goes
though.
home and they think he won 3 cups.
Yeah.
It's like.
I just tell my kid, yeah, we won it 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that would be number 2, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many. Like, I'm trying to like put them together.
Yeah. Have you not got a favorite save? Because they're amazing. But have you got like a favorite?
No.
Too many leagues.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
know.
just-
Must
nothing-
been- it's like you and your favorite goals. I mean, I'm sitting
I
between
gave-
2
I
guys.
gave
who have got,
favorite
like-
goals.
What?
I gave my favorite.
Yeah, but you were just like, but then
Favorite
there's
save.
this
Yeah,
one
but
and
dude,
then that one.
saves they're just they don't have the same. They don't have the same. I don't know, glamour as a goal.
Yeah.
Right? Like the goal, like that's what the only way you can win the game, you have to score goals.
I hear you.
You can make all the saves you want, you're not winning a game.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
Now, I'll tell you what, if I saved the ball, put it on the ground, dribbled it and scored, that would be my
That'd be
favorite
your.
save.
Yeah.
Why didn't
That-
you do
that-
that?
that-
This would have been a lot easier.
He went up
Never
front one
happened.
session. Remember one time you played number 9? in
One
training, you were
time, bro,
beasted.
twice.
Twice?
Bro. Wait, are you talking about training?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I
You remember
balled.
that day?
I balled.
Yeah, he was. on
I was
fire,
the best
man.
player on the
He's
field,
backing
and
people
Thierry
in,
was on the
throwing
field.
elbows.
Bro,
Yeah,
our
you-
team won.
Yeah.
I was like, Brad, go to the back. Right? Like,
He
I got
actually
this.
He actually
But we
balled
won
out.
the tournament.
Yeah.
We won, and it came down to a shootout.
And you scored.
And I scored. Bro, that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That's number 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he had a good day.
Tournament
He had
time.
a good day. That
Best day of my life,
Yeah.
right? Brad, go to center back. I got this.
Just that body up there.
Just-
Just
dude,
bang.
my post-up game
It's crazy.
was
Yeah.
strong.
Like a bangs.
No one
Yeah.
can get around those
Yeah,
shoulders. man.
so no, I mean we had some incredible memories. So I think again that's part of what this celebration is about. All right, bring it full circle, culmination, and of course, yes, like my name is up there, but I'm a goalie. There's no way that my name can be up there unless the guys in front of me were amazing. And when I think about the defenders that I was able to play with, when I think about guys like Dax, right? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like Dax
Yeah.
makes the game easier.
Yes.
I can't wait till the day that we're celebrating Dax for being the guy who has the most games played.
Yeah.
Right, but when Dax is the 6, right, like you already feel like you have a chance of winning
Yeah.
that game,
Mhm.
right? And so for me at least, yes, like it is my name, but there's no chance that that's even possible without the incredible teammates that I had. And I know that you're supposed to say that. That's like the thing you're supposed to say. But with my position, that is 100% true, right? Because at least you're in the situation where there's so many goalies that have made amazing saves. There's so many goalies who have made a lot of saves. But because those saves didn't matter the way that mine did, it's because our team put us in a situation that we're winning games. We're going up for trophies. They're important moments, right? I was very fortunate in my 8 years at Red Bull. I wasn't the guy making all these saves because my team was bad. Like the reason we even remember the saves is because they were important, because that game was important, because our team was winning, so there was importance. Right, and so that, I mean, again, like I'm not able to do that.
But you were still sick, though. You were still.
Quit trying to change the picture. You were a baller.
Yeah, there's that too. But
that's a solid top tier.
Yeah.
And that's a new sound effect. That's a bonus. That's a bonus for me.
One.
Hey,
New one.
that's a bonus for Rankum because we have to talk about this, but probably is Luis Robles on fantasy football draft night.
Oh my God.
Because there was a different animal that came out when the boys would all go out and Luis was just, I don't know. It's like a different persona.
He's in his
different persona. And
I love draft night.
Yeah.
I love
Look at
draft
him now,
night.
just
Actually, now that we're ranking.
you have to rank which
now that
draft.
we're ranking. I mean, this isn't even soccer related,
Yeah.
but come on, guys.
Draft
The
night.
best moments of my Red Bull career was draft night for fantasy football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Fun, the good
Oh,
times.
so
and
much fun.
Brad
I
didn't
didn't even
even
like-
he
I
didn't
don't
even
even-
like fantasy football.
No, you
didn't even
remember
like football.
Lloyd? You remember Lloyd?
Yeah, Lloyd was.
What do you do? Remember?
I'm not gonna
Just
put Lloyd on
disgusting.
blast like that.
You have to tell me when the camera's off.
Yeah, we'll go into that
I
later.
forgot. You know, I got a bad memory.
Suspense. Yeah, no, but I think which makes it even harder to talk about this, that your exit from our fantasy football league.
Yeah.
So for everyone at home, Luis understandably has a lot going on. You know, he's got a huge year ahead of him. You know, he just recently retired and moving into a new role, doesn't have a ton of time, but something that you can always fall back on is our fantasy football thread.
Yeah.
And our group message, and it would just be absolutely wild, especially leading into a draft. And I actually tried to pull up your message that you wrote us because Luis, just leading up to the draft, he had been shopping his team a little bit. He's, you know, kind of he let everyone know a little bit that I
like
my
deep
heart's
down,
not in it
deep
this
down,
year.
right?
I
Deep down,
don't know this message.
I needed this. Like I need this fantasy football team, right? It keeps me connected to the guys.
Yeah.
But
he just, you know, he had been shopping it around a little bit. And I heard some inklings of guys approaching, and Tim Parker and Aaron Long had split a team. So he finally got in Aaron's ear that, you know what, I think this is your year, that you take this team over for me. You're gonna do well, which he did.
he won it, right?
He won it. So,
Yeah.
or he won. I think he won regular season.
No. He told me he won it all.
No, I think Dax won it all.
Did Dax win?
I'm pretty sure Dax won it
Again?
all, but I think Aaron won the regular season. He had a very good team, but Luis just dropped an absolute bomb in our group chat.
Literally called ALO right before I did it.
Yes, he was like, yeah, and he just writes this paragraph to us, and I don't think anyone had a chance to read it before the next thing you see underneath. Luis Robles has left the chat. Just drops an absolute bomb that I'm leaving fantasy football. Like the guy that was
And
just
we
wheeling and
started it.
dealing. Like
we started the league.
like when
Bro, it was
yeah.
Lloyd, you, Dax, and me. We started the league.
And this guy just leaves and doesn't even let anyone say goodbye. And it's not like we're just all in a group chat otherwise than that.
It
That
was
was
like
our
right before the
connecting
draft,
factor.
right?
It was right
It was
before.
literally right before the draft.
And so I'm a little bit hurt by that. And, you know, but I can respect the exit because you probably would have cried if you had, you know.
I might not have done it.
Yeah.
Like I just had to do it.
You had to just
and leave.
say
like,
it
rip
and I'm
off the
out.
Band-Aid
Yeah.
and you're out. And I knew that ALO really wanted a team. And so this is how much the league meant to me. It's a big investment.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
Like you have to be on Twitter. You have to be paying attention to what's going on. And I didn't want to sully the league by being the guy who wasn't doing that. All right. And so I wanted that level to be as high as possible because I really think that we compete among the best.
Yeah.
Right. And I couldn't bring that commitment. And so I didn't want to hurt the league. And I knew how badly ALO wanted a team. And I knew how badly Sasha loved that he didn't have a team.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to stir the pot a little bit and gave Alo a chance at glory, and it sounds like he
did well.
Yeah,
he did well,
really
and he was wheeling and dealing, which is great. What you want to see,
Yeah.
and so we missed you though.
Well,
We miss you. Maybe we'll make a 14-teamer, and then maybe you'll hop back in. Who knows?
if Brad does it,
I don't know enough about it, man.
Brad's just there for the draft.
No.
What's the other game we used to play? It used to fluster me, man. The one where we had to get
LCR.
No.
Left,
the one
right,
where
center?
you had to pick, like, on the way to, you remember, you'd have to do it, like, once. Help me, guys.
What are you talking
It
about?
used to fluster me, though.
idea.
It'll be like all different sports. Like, it'll be like, who's going to win in basketball, like, in college and
Oh, the knockout, the Survivor. The Survivor, where you have to pick an
pool? The
NFL.
NFL
You have to pick a
teams?
team.
No.
No, that's not
I'll
it.
explain to you lot after.
All
You're
right.
going to be like, oh,
This
my
is great.
God.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
content, by the way.
This is great
But-
content for us.
No,
thinking
man.
of games.
We had to, like, we had, like, a thing on our phone, like an app.
Oh,
like the quizzes.
No. It was the ESPN thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
streak.
the streak.
Streak for the cash.
Oh, that was so stressful.
Bro, that used to.
It was
like,
so
I
stressful.
was flustered all the
Yeah.
time.
We'd be on the way to a game,
Game,
and someone's trying to make a
I
pick.
actually just found that the other day of the list, the note I had, because we had some so we did streak for the cash on ESPN, and you had to put a certain amount of money in every month, and you had to make a pick. And the loser of every month had to pay everyone else.
Yeah.
And you had to lock in one game for
So-
every.
And we're not even talking about a lot of money, but it's
No.
like as
It was like
competitors,
20
you
bucks.
didn't want to be that guy.
It was like $20,
Yeah.
and it was and you had to.
Whoever had the lowest
'cause
streak
Yeah.
everyone
had to
who
pay.
had the lowest
Yeah,
streak
remember.
had to pay the first guy.
Yeah.
And then I found my list. It was called the stamp list. You had to stamp
Stamp, yeah.
one
Rubber stamp.
yeah.
one
Rubber
game
stamp.
a month.
Yeah.
One
One-
game a month you had to pick,
Yeah.
and if you lost it, you had to pay. You had to put money into the
Yeah.
pot.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
And
It-
so,
it used
yeah.
to
But
But
fluster
my
me.
favorite memory was we were in Seattle. Huge game. I don't even remember what the circumstances were. And Lloyd's on the bus freaking out
Yeah,
did have a pick.
because he had to make a pick.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't like those
Right?
games.
Is because during the game, the deadline happened.
Yeah.
And so he's running up and down the aisle, like just asking everyone, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Tennis.
Yeah, it's
Who's
like-
going to have more aces?
it's like the
Yeah,
right?
I feel
last-
like crazy
Yeah.
And
sports.
just freaking out.
Yeah.
By the way, he got it wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was, and then if you got to a certain point, I think it was like 25. If you got or 20 or 25, everyone had to give you 20 bucks.
Everyone had to
Yeah.
give you 20 bucks.
And so I remember I was on, I think whatever the record was, I was one beneath that, and I just needed. I think it was similar to Lloyd. It was like a last moment thing, and I picked college softball, and I did
And you
not
won?
get paid by anyone.
this is probably like Canisius versus
It was
like
it was
Elon.
a ridiculous
Right.
softball game, but whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, those
So
are the
they
type
do
of
know what I'm
games we
talking
used to
about.
do.
See?
So,
So
They
that
do
was
know.
stressful.
Hey,
Bro,
streak
that
for the
was
cash. That was
way
it.
back.
That was
That's
way
still
back.
around. Maybe we get a streak for
I-
cash growing.
But the
group
team is
going.
doing it?
No,
Because we
no.
stopped. It was too
Yeah,
much
we
stress.
start. It's stressful.
Like
knows
it,
what
you
they're
would
doing
you
now.
would be like
I was
anxious.
so flustered.
and,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Streak for the
anyways,
cash.
Streak
Well,
for the cash.
You guys like games?
Some great times, man.
And we did like games, and we got another game coming up. It's Doc Harmon's trivia.
Trivia. Let's go.
And he's not here, so it's like lose a little bit of its luster. But
Yeah.
Arps, you got
Yes,
some
sir.
trivia for
We
us
got
today?
We do.
All right, but before we do, Luis, you like? I mean, you're
Yeah,
a
this
you're
is a
listener
punishment
of the
wheel.
pod, right?
of course.
Of course.
I know what this is.
So
But remember, the leadership committee started this, so you guys kind of
Yeah,
hijacked that
No.
idea.
we did. We did take your idea, but nope, that's a Sharpie. Do not write with that.
Black? No, that wouldn't have worked.
So
Black mark on a blackboard.
all right, so Luis, you are our final. This is a big moment actually for our wheel because you are the final guest to fill in our board.
And I'm glad that I do listen to the podcast because I know exactly what I'm going to put on there.
Wow, I didn't even
Yeah.
have to explain it.
No,
to
it's
him.
because
Mine is
I've
prepared.
always thought that it's a little strange that one person doesn't ever get punished or ever have to spin.
Ooh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So,
This
and the
sounds
reason
good.
I say this is because it's actually happened to me. All right, we had a punishment wheel.
It's personal.
We had a punishment wheel, and I never spun. I was never late. I never had a strike.
That's because
Like,
you never left the training facility. You have to leave the training facility in order to.
But
be
that
late.
was my goal. It was me and Sean Davis.
Yeah,
Big surprise,
Sean
right? Sean
was,
Davis,
yeah.
right? So my badge of honor is I never spun the wheel, but I was the one that wrote the punishments. And so Kamar Lawrence, who spun every other week, he finally landed on teammate spin.
Oh my God, you're so lucky.
And right away, I saw his eyes look straight at me. And there was another punishment on there that everyone wanted, but it never happened. Do you guys remember it?
Yeah.
What was
I
it?
remember what your punishment was. So
And this is the only time I ever spun the wheel. But do you remember what the punishment was?
Cookie lap.
Cookie lap. The cookie lap. And I remember when Alex Mule told
It
us
had
what
to
the
be
cookie
him,
lap
yeah.
was. And I was thinking, this is the dumbest punishment ever. But I love it. I'm going to put it on there. Because it's never going to happen to
Yeah,
me. Because I'm never going to
I'm
spin.
never gonna get.
whoever watches.
So then, of course, Kamar picks me. I spin, and it lands on cookie lap.
Yep.
Do you guys remember what the cookie lap was?
Yes.
I don't know if we're allowed to say.
I don't know if you
We
want
probably
Blue,
are.
Blue,
I think
Mountain,
you got
Blue
me.
Mountain
Let's,
State.
I mean, if
let's
I
leave it up
say
to
it.
some imagination.
So I've thought about that listening to the podcast, being a fan of the pod. I think Matt should have to spin. So I think that's
Bang.
what my
I like that
punishment
a
is.
lot.
I like that.
I like
Right?
that.
That's probably
Going back to my teammate's
Then
spin.
getting away with murder.
I want to share the joy, and I think if this person lands on my space, Matt spins.
I like
I
that.
love
All right.
that.
Should we make
so-
it official?
Make it official. Slow clap.
There we go.
The Ironman punishment. Harmon spins.
It's about
Just
time
put Doc
someone came for this
spins.
guy.
Oh, that's so good, and with the story with it, and I know exactly
Great.
what I know. I can picture this moment too, because Kamar's just in the room. He doesn't even look at you.
Oh.
Sorry, Lou. Sorry, Lou.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the one time I spun.
Oh, that's
Great
amazing.
punishment.
That's
And of course it
Sorry,
happened
Lou.
to me. Of course it happened to me. So, and I had a bad feeling too.
Yeah.
You know, one of those moments where,
this, yeah.
like, and then it happens. You're like, maybe I can read the future or like tell the future. So,
and it
Oh.
happened.
and it happens. Oh my gosh.
No, no.
So,
All right. Well, here we go.
Oh.
We got a full wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're gonna spin today, but
So you watch the podcast, Lou. So you know how bad
well,
I am.
I
at-
just put it on the car as I'm.
he
know how bad I am,
listens
yeah.
to us at 2 a.m. when he's working.
When I need to go to sleep,
Yeah,
I put the
put it on.
podcast on.
Beautiful. All right, ARPS.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. When Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, how many NBA championships did he win? A, 4, B, 2, C, 6, D, 1.
Come on, Brad. You got this, man. You got this.
It might not seem like it, but I do root for you sometimes.
No,
You just
never.
asked me stuff about American sports. I don't know anything about that.
This is a stitch up for Brad always, but all right, we good?
You ready?
1,
Guessing.
2, 3.
Oh my God.
Correct.
Well,
All
it's
five.
actually
What?
6.
What?
I don't see C on there. Anyone, guys? He asked.
Yeah,
C,
I
C,
know. I do that all
C.
the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So he wants a
So
point.
technically, I have the
No,
point.
6.
I
That's
don't
my.
see
That's
it.
only-
That
that's
is
gonna be
such a
my only
Luis
point.
thing
don't
of
see
like
it.
He's
He's
trying to
bending the
find a,
rules.
he's
Has
trying
to
to find a way to
This
win.
is what I
to
brought
win.
to the fantasy football league.
Yes.
On
He's
a
finding
technicality
loopholes to find a
section
way to win.
2.4, that trade is not legal.
that is so you, and I don't know how we're gonna get at a trivia alive tonight. Oh my God, is this a racing? Yes, it is.
All
Okay,
right, so
here we go.
1-1-1. 1-0-0.
How many shutouts did Luis Robles have in his MLS career?
Oh my God.
A, 60, B, 74, C, 55, D, 82. I can repeat them if you want
Yeah,
me.
please.
Yeah,
No,
say it
I-
again.
I
Say it again.
Because
Say
I'm gonna
it again.
guess.
Come on,
I'm going to
big.
guess because I actually don't know.
Don't lie. Don't
No, I
do
don't
that.
know this
Don't
answer.
lie.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right,
Say
ready?
Same again.
You're a
Same
liar.
again.
A, 60, B, 74, C, 55, D, 82.
I got a guess. And it's a little bit disrespectful, but
I mean, if the guy doesn't himself doesn't even know.
Yeah, I don't-
no, but my thing, I just don't
All right,
think it's.
you guys good?
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Wrong.
It's 74, right?
It's 74.
I put like
It's 74.
74.
I
I
overestimated.
thought, I
Ah,
thought
I
I was
thought
just
it
gonna
was-
give you. No, I was
Yeah.
gonna do the highest, and I thought.
Oh
no,
my
it's
goodness!
not.
Don't let Brad beat us. Please
Oh
don't
my
let Brad beat
gosh.
us. Please don't let Brad beat us. All right, that's
This
Bro,
one's a
this
lay.
gets me so nervous. This quiz.
Brad. You're winning.
No, I just lost.
No,
that
no,
one.
no,
I
he didn't get
that.
You didn't get it?
You didn't get
No.
it.
What
No,
was
he
C?
actually put me at the
Oh, it was
lowest
B?
number.
Yeah. I did.
Oh,
I
B.
was trying to. I thought they were
I
trying to trick me.
overestimated
I
myself.
always think they're gonna trick
You
me.
underestimated
No,
me.
I always think they like trick. Like I'm getting tricked.
Oh, I thought it was C.
It's too bad you didn't ask me about Brad moments. I have a very specific one. We're gonna save that for the next one because it actually defames someone. But my favorite Brad moment happened in preseason. Your first full season. Anyways, part 2.
Oh
my
God.
God.
This
Can't
is
wait for
such
that.
a good moment.
Can't wait for
That
that
is such
story.
a good moment.
All right, this is a layup for Brad.
Oh, don't do that. That's even
So
worse.
1-1-1 for
I don't
everyone
want to
keeping,
lay up. I don't
everyone
want to
keeping
lay up.
track at home. 1-1-1.
All right. Which Always Sunny in Philadelphia character is not seen in season 1? A, D, B, Mac, C, Frank, D, Charlie.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna
I don't
write.
think
I'm gonna write it.
I've not
I'm gonna
watched
write
a
it.
Okay.
single episode.
I'm gonna
of the
write
show.
it.
Well, if you were my roommate for longer, we would have. Okay, but
Yeah.
that one time I let you pick the shows.
Yeah.
So,
It's just
Brad, if you don't get this right, it's a problem.
I'm
Ready?
nervous.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Everyone
yes.
look. All right.
Yeah.
C. Frank
Frank.
is the right
Sorry,
answer.
Luis.
Brad and I
Frank.
both got it. Luis, what'd you
Woo.
put? B?
B.
No. No.
don't even know the name.
Yeah, that's
Don't remember. I
harsh.
literally just guessed a letter.
Solid choice.
Yeah.
B.
I've got out of trouble just by guessing.
This eraser is not working, by the way. Orange is not working on these boards. All right. So,
We ready?
You guys love that.
You were
show, huh?
losing.
Great
You
show.
guys love
Yeah,
that
we
show.
did.
Between The Office and Always Sunny.
Great
Yep.
shows.
Yeah.
all right.
All right. What was the first host country to be eliminated in the first round of World Cup play? A. Uruguay. B. Mexico. C. Qatar. D. South Africa. I did not write these questions.
Wait, say that again. What's the question?
I'm feeling the
first.
same thing you're probably
Yeah.
are.
The first host country to be eliminated in the first round
Oh.
in
Yeah.
group stages.
Group
I guess, yeah. Zach wrote these.
Okay.
Zach,
blaming Zach.
Zach, you're an
Really
idiot, man.
blaming Zach there.
Zach, you're an idiot.
100%
All right, so
blaming.
can you
Who
do
was
it?
D?
Yeah.
D was South Africa.
Do you know what's
Well,
my?
I know what Luis
I was
is,
at that
though.
World Cup too, and I still don't have a clue. So if it's them or not,
You were at the World Cup.
I went
That's
were-
sick.
just to a game or two. I'm copying it. I know he's
Alright.
done South Africa.
All right, ready?
I'm copying him. I don't know why.
All right. 1, 2,
you're
3.
tricking
Flip
me.
them.
Correct, it's South Africa.
Yay! D South Africa. Thanks, Luis.
No problem.
Gracias.
No problem.
You've been out of the game too long. You haven't competed. That's why you have to be in fantasy. This isn't pickleball, man.
This got to be last question.
There's two more, but
All right.
All right.
So me and Brad are at 3. Luis is at 2. Uh-oh. I smell a spin in your future.
which is.
I hope
Don't
it's
touch
not.
that
can't.
again.
I can't
I really
even
hope
pass
it's
this.
not. Actually,
Alright.
now that
You
I
might
don't
not
think
lose,
it
bro.
was-
I'm not.
yeah, that's bad.
I could get in trouble here.
Which astronomer is name dropped in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh, got this.
A. Copernicus. B. Galileo. C. Newton. D. Kepler.
You're so boring, bro.
I didn't write these.
Yes, you did. He's lying.
What are we doing?
We
here?
ready?
I did not write these.
I'm gonna guess.
Me and Luis are pretty.
If you two get these, I'm deleting your number.
100% I got this.
Yeah, but how do you not know?
How do you not know
Bo-
this?
You don't
This
know
is like part of
Bohemian
your
Rhapsody?
history.
Yeah, this
you don't
is
know this
Queen,
song?
mate.
Bro.
Oi!
God save the Queen.
Queen. Come on.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, my gosh. Take
Beep him.
his UK card.
Seriously.
Take it.
All right, ready?
No, this guy's Jersey
He's a
through and
whip.
through now.
He's a whip
No.
guy.
I'm Jamaican and Jersey.
3, 2, 1. Flip 'em.
It is me. Easy. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows
Yeah,
that.
everyone knows.
Can you make
that.
these
Come
questions
on,
harder,
nice.
please?
Even Eli knew that.
All right.
He's never even heard the song.
All right, Luis is still one back.
Bringing up the rear.
Last question.
Yeah.
Wow,
I got
this
a
is a
team
big
to
one
touch.
for you.
This could be interesting. All right.
Doing well for yourselves here today.
Which country created the Olympic Games? A. The United States. B. Germany. C.
These
Greece.
are terrible.
D.
These are
England.
awful.
I 100%
Seriously, these
These-
questions.
these are
Zach,
bad.
do better next time.
These are bad.
so
Zach.
Just Zach, be
And Zach's
better.
not here either, so
Is
he
this
gave us
easy?
bad ones.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
I feel like
sorry.
you have that. You got-
Yeah, this is totally easy.
Turns out the only one you missed was mine, huh? Guy couldn't
that's
keep track. Couldn't keep track of my records.
Yeah. Well, it was. I didn't hear the thing. I'll guess again. I didn't hear that. I can't remember the orders.
A. United States. B. Germany. C. Greece. D. England.
Well, you know it's not D. They're good for nothing.
I'm joking.
All right.
I think it's
No,
United
he would have
States or
put it.
Germany.
It's too bad you said that. He was gonna put it.
Nah,
Yeah, I know.
I know we didn't do that. We got fish and chips. Let's go.
All right.
Beep.
You ready?
All right,
You
ready?
Just guessing, by the way.
3, 2, 1.
Is it United?
C.
Oh.
Did you put Germany?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
C. All right.
Our
Oh.
pan was just like, did you
Oh.
just put Germany?
So one say, what are we here?
We're tied. You and
You
me
guys are
tied.
tied.
No, we're not. I got 3.
No,
Yeah,
you've
I
got
have 3 as
you've
well.
got
He has
no,
4.
you've got 4. You both have 4. You were on 3, or you were on 4. Luis was on 3.
took that
Got that
serious.
wrong. Got it right.
Yeah.
I'm the winner. Thank you.
So he.
I'll take your
spins.
spin.
No, it's all good.
And no, we're level actually.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys. We need another question.
No, but he's
Yeah.
smart. He's more intelligent. It will just end up bad for me.
Oh my goodness! Did you
Yeah,
not? Did he not? Did
but,
Zach give us?
We don't
questions?
have a tiebreaker question.
Oh my!
Oh, he only put 6. He should have put 7.
Oh, darn it.
This
Joint
is
lost.
great podcast in here.
Yeah.
All right.
We both lose to Connor.
This is awkward.
What do you
All right. You both spin. You both spin.
This
We
is
both
awkward.
spin.
You good to?
I mean, it increases the chances that Matt spins.
All right.
That's true.
I'm
All right.
totally
That's
okay
You
not
with
a
both
bad-
are. All right.
spinning now?
You both
Right.
are kings of the losers. You want to
There
spin
we
now?
Go ahead.
I'll do it, but
Let's do it.
Oh my goodness! Wait
Might
a
as well.
second.
What's the
I
time?
think
Is this
I don't
our
know if we're
is this
doing
our
it now.
first ever spin-off?
The first ever.
100%.
We
We're
have
gonna
to do it for.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just pick the best punishment, and then you'll do it.
Let's spin. He's gonna spin first.
Sure.
Oh my goodness! Wait, I'm not ready for this moment.
so
Stuff's
nervous.
falling
That's
everywhere.
Oh, it's Tolkien's.
What was his again?
Tattoo? No. No way.
Lewis got to get a
Tattoo.
Okay.
Tattoo.
Lock that in.
A
That's not-
tattoo. with-
That's a tattoo with
man.
Tolkien.
With Tolkien.
What is it?
It's I can't even see it. It's Tom Edwards one.
What?
Connor,
Free piece.
Oh, you gotta wear. All right,
I
so
was
Brad,
hoping to get that one.
three-piece suit. You have to buy me a three-piece suit.
No, I got to wear it on the
he's
pod.
gotta wear it next episode. Brad's
gonna-
wearing a
he's gonna love
3-piece
that.
suit. Yeah, that's
Meanwhile,
great.
I'm getting a Tolkien tattoo. His
Well, you can
mullet.
literally.
Just
Yeah, mullet?
Tolkien mullet.
or just
No,
a
you just
get a
signature
dot.
smiley
Just get
face.
a-
You know, that's how he signs everything. Is a smiley face. So
Yeah.
maybe get a smiley face.
No,
somewhere.
Alright,
just
let's
get a
do that.
dot, bro.
Alright.
It's a tattoo.
All right. Well,
All right, John, I'll see you there.
that was it. J-My, Luis is coming for you. The Ironman
crazy
is
that you got
beckoning you. All right. Well, that's it for today, Luis. Obviously, it was an absolute pleasure having you back here.
It was great.
It
to
was
be
like
here,
we were back
guys.
in the
It was
locker room.
awesome.
Thanks,
was
Lou,
great.
man.
It was
It's good to see you,
incredible.
man. Really good to
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah, Luis, obviously, congratulations. This is going to be a great moment. We're excited for you. Excited to have your family back in RBA. And to all our listeners out there, sorry we didn't do one last week, but we're back. But, Luis, any words for the fans out there?
I appreciate all the years of support, always having my back, and I know in the very beginning it was probably a big mystery why we have this guy, but I hope in the very end that wasn't the case, and that you guys can be proud to say that I was a Red Bull. So thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Oh, legend.
was fun.
Thanks, man.
It was like we were back in the locker room. That was great. All right, guys. We'll be back in another 2 weeks. Make sure you check out the podcast on Apple and Spotify. And make sure you hit the New York Red Bulls YouTube page for all the video that comes along with it. For Bradley, myself, and the Ironman.
With hair.
See you next time. With
Oh no,
hair.
and
That's-
Matt's flip-flops.
and Matt's flip-flops.
Matt's
I
flip-flops.
threw them because I'm just disgusted he's not here with us. So we're gonna have words next time. But Lou, weird
Thank
to
you
see you with
guys.
hair, but
Thank
great
you
to have
guys.
you here. See you later.
Hey, that was class. Weird to see you with hair. Great to have you here. This guy.